Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Mamiya, and today we're going to be checking out some more Inkbound, Rise of the Unbound. Now, in last episode, in case you missed it, we played as, I can't remember the class, here we go. This dude, the fire something. You'll have to bear with me because it is the second time I'm actually... The magma miner, that's what they're called. Ooh, you can get cosmetics. Wow, there's a lot of cosmetics. Holy shit. Alright. What's this guy want? Yeah, sorry. What was I saying? We played as the magma miner, and basically we did a status effect build that involved applying frostbite to enemies and burn to enemies and then exploding that for a huge amount of damage, getting loads of stacks, and then when we applied one or the other they'd apply each other. So it was, yeah, towards the end of the game we were like one-shotting some enemies. It was great fun. If that sounds like the kind of thing you're into, then do go check out the previous video. But with that being said, let's get going with this.
If you're to be counted amongst our ranks, at least wipe your feet. Arthur be damned. This Athenian will drown in the filth you track in well before the sea takes us. Be grateful the Inkbound places more faith in you than do I. Since you've decided to return, you'll find a few more of us that remain here. The Unraveled left us thin in numbers. We scattered after, but many have begun to return. You were made to serve, needless. So, meet the other binders of the Athenium and help them in whatever meager ways you can. Hurry, then.
See what other people have. The spooler.
Oh, it's wonderful to be back here. It's been too long since we've smelled fresh ink and musty parchment, eh, brother? Oh, he's a quiet one, he is, which means I'm left to run my mouth. But I'm not complaining. Oh. Well, I assume it's all the bright little baubles that brought you over, eh? Can't say I blame you, though it's kind of the point. Oh.
Spooler.
Brother, why do you hate me?
Other option. Change. Seems to go away. Change option. Okay. Let's talk to Stigmatist.
Needless, eh? Well, welcome. Been told not to say much to you, Needless. Better go talk to the gatekeeper over there.
It's just a little bit sus.
You're causing quite the stir in here, Needless. Haven't seen this much commotion since the Inkbound decided to shut themselves in. Man, you should have seen old Greybeard. He went all first age on everyone. Silent but brutal. Well, some call me the Troubadour, but my friends call me Sundance. You can call me either, depending on how you're feeling about me at the time. Got the name since folks like to hear me play music from time to time. Been a bit hard to do without my old girl Petunia, though. You find her lying around, you bring her straight back, you hear?
Oh, well, hello. I'm the counselor. Used to be a lot more of us. Counselors, that is. And everyone else, I guess. But just me now. Just me now, make the rules around here. More like laws, I guess. It's a bit complicated. Mostly it just means that I record things that people do. Other people. Which reminds me, I've got a list of specific things I need done on the board behind me. Changes day to day, but if you're free and you don't mind, any help you give would be, helpful.
So she gives us daily quests. Complete a hard encounter in the Silent Promenade. Deal 20,000 damage. Your party gains shield in a turn 25 times. Your party gains a reduction on bindings 40 times. I won't go through all of these. There's no point in doing... Well, we'll just try and do them passively without seeking them. Yeah?
Well, it's nice to be back again so fast. Even if the place is a wreck. But the sight of all you needless buzzing around does give me a bit of hope. Surprised to hear we aren't as gruff as Grumpybeard, huh? Well, sometimes a little youth goes a long way. You can call me the Stigmatist, craftswoman of forms and aspects. If you're looking to mix up your aspect, I'm your gal. Though it looks like you've got a solid one already. But if you ever do want to switch it up, go ahead and use that aspect apparatus over there. Got a couple other aspects for you to try out if you're feeling up to it.
You hear passing pages and manic mutters behind the door. Candlelight flickers at the bottom of the door frame. You knock on the door and immediately the muttering stops. Then, shadows shuffle across the flickering light before it goes dark.
Interesting. I want to try out a new class. I think we've done the quest now.
Inkbound? Well, that's no real surprise. Your presence is at least known now. But that does not mean that there is any more hope for the larger threat to us all. I can tell by your vacant expression that you've no clue who this Inkbound is. Only our chosen hero, our fearless leader, and most trusted protector, our savior. While you and your quill gallivant through the worlds to achieve some temporary victory, the Inkbound toils away at a more permanent solution to these unraveled and off-fading stories. Regrettably, there is still work to be done, thus your creation. The garden's edge currently fades fastest. Your attention should be focused there to reclaim its ink for us.
Garden's edge is where we need to go. Alright, okay. And that unlocks the Verdant Sprout. On combat end, restore 4 HP, and this vestige gains 1 max HP. Cool. We leveled up as well. Whatever that means. Okay, how do we change classes? Is it the repository? The bindery? A woman over here said aspect. Ah, here we go. Right. So, we were the Magma Miner last time. I think we go to the Moss Cloak now. Let's see. Moss Cloak says, dash around the battlefield seeking your enemy's weaknesses, then unleash Moss Cloak's Shuriken in a deadly flurry. So their unique ability, their specialization, is Shuriken. On your turn, gain 1 Shuriken. Unleash them with Moss Cloak's bindings, maximum 5 stacks. They start off with a 1 mana throw that deals 50 damage and 15 crit chance. And crit chance says percentage chance to gain a critical charge on a binding. Chances rolled when a binding comes off cooldown. Okay. Then we've got a 1 mana with a 2-turn cooldown. Scavenger's Dash. Dash a medium distance. Inflict marked. And marked says takes double direct damage on being hit. Lose 1 stack. On turn end, lose all stacks. Okay. So you dash something and make them get dealt double damage on your next hit against them. Then you gain 1 shuriken for each enemy you pass through and 20 movement. Then we've got a 1 mana 2-turn cooldown Flurry, which deals 30 damage. Consume your shuriken and unleash them forward, each dealing 30 damage. Okay. I think we're going to be hitting a lot with this build. What's Inkwell dive rank? Rank 1. Sure. Start each dive with -1 glyphs and -100 quillings. And book choices have book mutators. We need to go to the garden for the mission. Collect ink by defeating Nim the Lost in Garden's Edge.
As you approach the edge of the Sea of Ink, your quill picks up the trails of stolen ink tinged with the scent of the creatures that guard it. Your quill urges you to choose one of these trails, follow it, and reclaim the ink guarded by the foe waiting at the end.
So we did Cinder. Oh shit. We did Cinder before. The ravenous caller of the night consumed all life within the Vengewood before soaring to the depths of the sea. Shadow of Runestone. The ghost of Runestone reanimates the silent city itself to obliterate any and all intruders. Or Argalath, the tentacled terror of the depths, once terrorized the Radiant Market with its deadly gaze. None of these say anything about Garden, the Garden's Edge. Let's try Argaloth, sure.
Oh, good. It's just you, Needless. I can smell the ink on you, Needless. Busy cleaning up the messes of other less responsible binders, I gather. The Inkbound? Oh, yes. Their mess much more than others, I suppose. Not that they'd be one to ever own that burden.
You for that? Oh, this is, yeah, a way to pick your thing. Garden's Edge. Well, we need to go there for the mission. But there is the Silent Promenade and the Radiant Market. Let's see what Garden's Edge does. The once lush respite of a recluse now overrun with unraveled ink shell. Each time an enemy is hit, they gain 6 damage resist until end of turn, maximum 5 stacks. Oh dear. If we're going to be hitting a lot, that's going to be rough. For entering there, we got 2 of this currency, which I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. So we'll get a potion first. Mercurial Elixir. Reduce the cooldown of a random binding to 0 and gain 30 movement. Let's see. Scattered Sample. On consuming an item in combat, gain 2 will and 25 movement, and that has the Alchemist trait, which on combat end 50% chance to gain a potion, and at 4 on combat end gain a potion, and then at 6 on combat end gain 2 potions. Liar's Dice. On your turn, 33% chance to gain 30 omni damage until end of turn. Okay. This could be really good. Yeah, it's only 33% chance, but if we are hitting a lot, then it's more rolls on the 33% chance. And it effectively doubles our damage, because I think our ability said we deal 30 damage. On defeating a treasure pot, permanently gain 10 omni damage. Then at 5, it's the same thing again, but on first turn of combat, spawn an additional treasure pot. Excuse me. On defeating a treasure pot, permanently gain... Oh, yeah, it's the same again. Permanently gain 10 omni damage and spawns an additional treasure pot. And treasure pots drop rare or better vestiges. Or we can do a poison build. On hitting, inflict 2 stacks of poison. Poison says, after enemy attack, deal 5 magic damage per stack and lose half of the stacks. Maybe. Plus 2 poison damage, then it goes to plus 4 poison damage. You deal 25% bonus attack binding damage to enemies inflicted with poison. Then At 6, you get 10 poison damage, the same as before, and on turn end, only lose 25% of poison stacks instead of 50%. Do you know what? Sure, let's try poison. Why not? Oh, uncommon augment as well. Your shuriken deal +5 damage, increased dash range, inflict 3 stacks of bleed. After enemy attack, deal 10 physical damage per stack. So we could do a build that hurts enemies when them attacking us with bleeds and poisons. Yeah, I quite like the sound of that. That sounds fun.
Underneath the brush, you can make out the remnants of a once well-manicured garden that's been lost to time and neglect. The overgrown forest that towers over you now retains some of that stillness, but none of the peace, only danger and hostility.
Tarnished Vault and a Quilling Cage, or 2 Tarnished Vaults. I think I prefer the Tarnished Vaults over Quillings at the moment. Yeah, we got about 20 Quillings there anyway. Let's go. Okay. 50 damage and 15 crit. It inflicts bleed. If we move over here... No, I'll tell you what we'll do actually. If we move here, dash over there, collect the power orb, get hit for 4. We have 3 stacks of shuriken. Take 6. Ooh, we don't do much damage, do we? Even if we mark enemies, we don't seem to do much damage. Pick this up. Still going to take 10 damage. Okay. Should have taken out the healer first. Dash through them. Ooh. Dash up there, get the power orb. Go for these guys. And again. And then... Oh no. Can we line it up so we can get them both? Yeah. Alright. We need some defense for sure. Traitor's Dagger. On critting, inflict 10 stacks of poison. That sounds pretty dang good. And it gives us at 2 precision, 10 crit chance, 3 is 15 crit chance, 4 is crit chance and crit damage, and 6 is 20 crit chance, 60 crit damage, and bindings now roll to gain critical charge when going on cooldown instead of coming off cooldown, and if it does reset cooldown to 0. Or this is gain 10% more quillings. If you have 2, you gain 20% more quillings, and 3, 30% more quillings, and on combat end, gain bonus quillings for every 100 quillings you have, up to 500 quillings. And then at 5, 40% extra quillings, the same bonus as the 3-stack one, and on reaching Carver's shot before the villain, double your quillings. Then we got get my words out. Steady Tortoise. On your turn, gain 3 stacks of Shattered Will, and Shattered Will is at 10 stacks, gain 1 will. And they have Will Collector. At 3, Orbs grant 4 Shattered Will. At 5, Orbs grant 4 Shattered Will, and Shattered Will triggers at 8 stacks. Then at 8, the same as the previous, but on gaining will from Shattered Will, gain an additional will. We're taking the Traitor's Dagger here for sure. Ooh hoo hoo. So this is, we saw this before. Gain more quillings. Training weights is physical damage, gain 15 physical damage, and then at 2 it's 25, at 3 it's 35, and then at 4 it's 50. Then the Portent of Decay. On dealing poison damage, gain 1 poison damage until end of combat. Okay. And then Poison Blood. On inflicting bleed, hell yeah, that's what we're doing. Inflict Toxic. On inflicting poison, inflict hemorrhage. And then at 4, on inflicting bleed, inflict Toxic. On inflicting poison, inflict hemorrhage. Once per turn, Toxic spreads 25% bleed, and hemorrhage deals 50% poison damage. That seems quite spicy. And let's get a Binding Tuner. Steal a large amount of quillings. There's Grasp, which is 1 mana, 4 turn cooldown. Deal 100 damage to a single enemy. Pull them towards you and inflict marked. Pilfer. Steal a large amount of quillings from an enemy. Blink. Teleport a far distance away. On turn start. Full cost discount. Reduces the will cost of a binding until used or end of turn. So, does this mean we can blink every single turn? I think we want more damage. We want to sort out our damage at the moment. Okay, Cleave inflicts bleed. So, 2 mana, 5 turn cooldown, deal 200 damage in a moderate cone, inflict 5 stacks of bleed, and bleeds after enemy attack, deal 10 physical damage per stack. We got Lightning Bolt, which is 1 mana, 6 turn cooldown, deal 150 damage to a single enemy and inflict 1 stack of Shocked. And Shocked says, on being hit, all other enemies are dealt 50% of damage taken multiplied by the number of stacks of Shocked. Lose all stacks. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Quicken, no mana, 7 cooldown. Reduce other cooldowns by 1 and gain 30 movement. I think we're going to take Cleave here. Okay. Vestigial Shrine or Free Binding Augment. I don't think we want to get rid of any of these, so we'll do the Binding Empowerment. And I will get a rare augment here. On defeating an enemy, gain 1 shuriken. Lacerating Flurry. Inflict 1 stack of bleed per hit. Or dash on turn start, full cost discount. Let's get Lacerating Flurry. Quicken dash, -1 base cooldown. Okay. Poison throw inflicts 6 stacks of poison. Or shielding cleave, gain 3 shield. Let's get the poison. We got poison and bleeds. So we got a combat encounter which rewards us with a tarnished vault and a quilling cage. A hard combat encounter which is a tarnished vault and a glyph globule. Or a tarnished vault and an uncommon augment. It's a glyph globule again. Is it an ability? I think it might be an ability. Sure. Let's get an ability. Just make sure I've not missed anything back here. Sometimes there's fish in the water that can be used as consumables. Anything over here? Oh, let's go. You got for us, lads? Oh yeah, we can hit all of those. Go for it. Yeah, let's dash behind this dude. Still taking 5 here, which is a rather large amount of damage. Okay. 3 enemies there. Should do it again. Collect the power orb. We can get a kill, we should do. Don't know if we're gonna have. No, it's the only thing. Uh-oh. Gonna take a lot of damage. 16. Oh, you hate to see that. Pick up this and cleave all these guys down. Mark this fella. And we're done. Nice. Oh, glyph globule isn't what I thought it was. Never mind. Restore 4 health to you or an ally. Yeah, I kind of like that. Create a plant that creates 1 will for each turn it's on the ground. I think I'll take the healing. Can we use it now? Wouldn't that be glorious? Spear of the Gods, 20 physical damage plus 10 movement per turn, and it's physical damage and mythos. So we've seen physical damage before. Sorry, striker before. Mythos is at 4, every 2 combats gain a random epic vestige, and at 6, every 2 combats gain a random legendary vestige. Okay, we've seen the steady tortoise. Mossed spyglass, on your turn inflict mark on the furthest enemy. That gives us more crit. We've got 1 at the moment, so we get 10% crit chance. And Bounty Hunter, mark to inflict, increases damage by an additional 50%. Do you know what? I kind of like that. I think I'm going to take it, and then if we get the opportunity to destroy it, we will. Heal and spend some hard-earned quillings. Well, it cost 150 to heal, if I remember rightly. Destroy a vestige to permanently gain double its sets. Gain a free binding. We're destroying this one. That gives us precision 3, so we've got more crit chance now. 2 bounty hunter. Okay. Health potion maybe? No. All bindings gain 2 cost discount. That is not great. Costs everything costs 1 apart from the cleave. Oh god. Okay, so we've got a superior vault and an uncommon augment, superior vault and a tarnished, or superior vault and a glyph globule. Let's just do a normal combat encounter. I'm feeling a little bit scared with 12 health. Okay. First of all, let's heal. Dash through that. Collect the orb. Take 2 damage. Is it worth trying using the Flask of Serendipity to save us from 2 damage? Probably not. Alright, see you, mate. Kill him. Oh no. Not like this. That will though. Take 5 damage. I think it's worth taking. Oh no. Not what I wanted. Okay. Guess we're taking 5. Thief on a string. On defeating an enemy, restore 1 HP up to 2 times per turn. I do like this. Dun's Head, crit chance and crit damage. Or damage. Or malfunctioning multi-tool. On critting an enemy, smite that enemy. Smite deals 50 damage. Oh, I'm so tempted with the healing though. On losing HP, gain vigor equal to HP lost up to 2 stacks of vigor per turn. They're both really good. I think we'll get crit. It fits a little bit more. Lost Spyglass again. On your turn, inflict mark enemy on the furthest away. Yeah, that's only going to put us up to 5, not 6. But it does put us up to 3 on Bounty Hunter. Glass Cannon, double attack binding damage and take double damage from enemy attacks. That gives us more crit damage with Reaver and Bounty Hunter as well. The only thing is, we hardly have any money, so I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe it's worth just taking the mossed spyglass, yeah. Inflict marked on all enemies who hit you last turn. And then curios. On combat end, gain a random curios vestige. That's just crit damage. That gets us up to 6 on the crit. Bindings now roll to gain critical charge when going on cooldown instead of coming off cooldown. And if it does, resets cooldown to 0. Elusive Whisperer. On first turn, gain Blur. Reduce all incoming damage from attacks by 1 per stack. On enemy turn end, lose all stacks. Let's get the Ink Needle Compass. We're up to 6 with crit now. Sea Breach. A rift in the story creates an opportunity for you to make a powerful choice. Binding Empowerment. Gain a free binding augment and the option to purchase another. Or the Garden. A respite from the unraveled dispatch of pieces home to the Gardener. Let's go check out the Gardener. Oh, and also we got a fish. Consume +1 will reserve. Lost at the end of combat.
Perhaps a different word. I said pretty, not poisonous. I understand a single word leaves room for interpretation, little Quill. But do try to focus on the intent of it all. As for you, dear Needless, you may be born quiet, but that does not give you the right to sneak up on an old woman. You do have a quill to chirp for you after all. Yes, you little one. It takes a binder and a quill to do anything of note in these worlds, last I checked. You've already got the quill. So I suppose that makes you a binder, Needless. Able to channel the ink to write whatever you desire. Or so they say.
Okay. Do we get anything? No health. It's not going to help us getting another mossed spyglass. Parsimonious Power Source. On your turn, if your Omni damage is 0, gain 1 will. Well. I don't think we gain any Omni power. No. That's Starwalker. At 2, bindings that do not deal damage have -1 base cooldown, cannot reduce base cooldown below 1. And then at 4, it reduces the cooldown to -2. And then at 7, +1 orb cooldown reduction, and the -2 again. Then we got the Inventor. On first turn of combat, inflict shocked to a random enemy. Then at 3, inflict on turn start, inflict shock to a random enemy. And then at 5, on turn start, inflict shock to a random enemy and shock damage increased to 100% of damage. I'm going to reroll. Awesome. I think we need another Portent of Decay. So we've got a Traitor's Dagger and a Portent of Decay. Let's have a look at this Pulsar Belt, sorry. While being hit, if you have shield, smite the attacker. We don't have shield. Storm King increases smite damage by 40, 60, 80, and also inflicts mark, and then 150, and continues to inflict mark. Then Bastion is +1, +2, +3 shielding. Let's get Portent of Decay. On dealing poison damage, gain 1 poison damage until end of combat. That's going to bump our damage up a lot. And then the Carver's Refuge. Uh-oh. We spent our money. No. We've got no money. Poison. Turn gain 1 shuriken. Now let's do more bleed.
Back already? Guess that Unbound is losing their touch. Oh, did a new name for you? Well, Ink's out of the pen now, Needless. Your big bad's got a name. And a pretty stupid one at that. Well, be buying or be moving, Needless. Got enough to do without your gawking.
On then. Go. What are they doing? Spawns a blight pool on the player. No. So I was in the blight pool, it didn't heal me. How rude. Just gonna instantly die here. I think we are. There's no way. We'll be on 1 health. Nothing we could do about that. Don't even know if there's a way to stop this guy from hitting us. Oh man. That sucks. Just having no healing. Can't go back. No, it's Jova, guys. Oh well. Alright, let's go back. Earn persistent rewards from leveling up. Unstable effigy. Birgid's hammer. And KG's cage. Oh, we got loads. Alright. Well, I think this is going to be a long video, guys, because I'm just going to jump straight into another run. Since we didn't manage to beat Nim. Let's just go. Maybe we need to be more... get more defensive stuff, rather than just going all out damage. Do what? We'll just do it all again. Proving Grounds, Silent Promenade, Radiant Market. What? None of these are the Garden's Edge. On your turn, minus 30 movement. Gain 30 movement the first time an enemy is defeated. Each time an enemy is hit, they gain 6 damage resistance. On turn start, gain pacifism, lowering damage. So that's this is a status effect thing. Let's try less movement until we kill someone. see what you got. There's poison again. Shield. On your first turn, gain 5 shield. On your first turn, your attack bindings do 50% bonus damage. I'm kind of tempted to try out Ambusher, you know. Let's try it. So, Vestiges also trigger on the second turn and also trigger on the second and third turn. And then at 10, they trigger every turn. Gain 1 shuriken. I think just getting 25 damage on the throw. And Tarnished Vault times 2, sure. We got 2 potions, nice. Potion of Power. Your next attack binding does double damage. Alright, fellas. Nope. Let's kill the mama. Is this supposed to be 50% more damage? Kill the dude. You take 0. Fantastic. Awesome. We're going for Ambusher here. Maybe physical damage as well. On consuming an item in combat, gain 2 will and 25 movement. Ink gaining potions might be pretty good. Let's see. Physical damage. The throw is physical. Less movement per turn. So we're gonna need like ranged attacks with that. Do you know what? Let's try out the Alchemist. That's an Ambusher. On your turn, reduce the highest cooldown by 1. Expert Binder. Collecting an orb also reduces cooldown on a random binding to 0. On your turn, reduce all cooldowns by 1. Collecting an orb also reduces cooldown on a random binding to 0. On your turn, reduce all cooldowns by 1. And collecting an orb reduces cooldowns on all bindings to 0. Holy shit. Yeah, that's insane. Then we got the Shattered Will. We saw this in the last run. Shattered Will at 10 stacks gains you 1 will. Let's get the station grade Klaxon. We'll try an Ambusher build, see what we can get going. Invigorate. Your next attack binding deals double damage. Don't actually deal that much damage. But I don't know if these stack. 50% bonus damage. Would that stack onto double damage? Let's find out. Gain a free binding, an option to purchase another. Destroyer Vestige to permanently gain double its sets. Yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. And I will destroy The klaxon. Oh, we're still not there with the ambush yet. Tarnish Vault and Quilling Cage, Tarnish Vault and Glyph Globule, Tarnish Vault and Uncommon. They're all Tarnish Vaults. Let's do a normal combat so we can at least get enough money to heal when we do eventually go to a shop. What? Did use Invigorate, right? I hope this doesn't mean this turn, but we'll see. Got rid of the chest. I think there's any way for us to get both of them. No. Move over here. To hit 3 there. Okay. Just gotta try and go for the whatever kills I can. That's a lot of damage. Not ideal. You're dead. Shit. Just run away. Take the 2. Get the power orb. Just keep swinging. Stick. We still got hurt a little bit, but we've got plenty of money now. On gaining a shield, gain 1 shattered will. On your first turn, gain 1 stack of blur. That's going to give us the ambusher. Burn it all gauntlets. On hitting enemies for the first time each turn, inflict 3 stacks of burn. No, we'll get the elusive whisper. So we've got ambusher. Leave. And I don't know if we want to do bleeds. I might re-roll all of these. So Cone of Frost is 1 mana, 5 turn cooldown, 70 damage in a large cone, and 5 stacks of Frostbite. And Frostbite says, on being hit with a binding, deal 50 magic damage and lose 1 stack. Cleave we had in the last run. Then Lightning Bolt we also saw in the last run. Let's re-roll. Think I might get Blink. Or is Quilling's better? Stealing stuff. Cultivate's not really that good. Sure. We'll get Blink. Heal and spend some hard-earned Quillings. No. A Rift in the Story creates an opportunity for you to make a powerful choice, or destroy Vestige to permanently gain double its sets. These, and it'll only get us up to 5 ambusher. Let's do a sea breach. Is there anything over here? Doesn't look like it. Mirror of Glamours. Within the breach you see the fabled Mirror of Glamours, said to grant the viewer whatever it wants most, but the mirror has led to happiness of a few and the demise of many. For whatever you are given that you want, you are also given a gift much darker. Still, you peer into the mirror and gaze at your reflection. What is it that you desire? Do we want crit? Crit or physical damage? Let's try physical damage, sure. Increased chance to gain physical sets. Superior Vault ×2 in a Tarnished Vault. Uncommon Augment. Superior Vault ×2 in a Glyph Globule. You know, the normal combat's offering 2 times Superior Vaults, so I feel like I want to take that. Ooh, what are you doing? 50% more damage and reduce incoming damage by 50%. How very dare you? Double damage. I don't think we can avoid that damage, unfortunately. Oh, there's another one as well. Not wanting that at all. Kill what we can. Take the power orb. Turn around, teleport behind it, and we'll take 0. Beautiful. Okay. Cannot avoid this damage. Leveled up. Okay. We have here. Seeking Slime. On defeating an enemy that has Shatter, inflict Shatter on nearest enemy. Shatter is 30% bonus physical damage to target lost at the start of turn. And then Executioner. Hex and Shatter you inflict now cause damage to increase by 35%. And then at 5 it increases both of them by 70%. Then Reaver, it gives you more crit damage. Moss Spyglass we saw in the last run. The Rotting Calzone. I don't think I like any of these, to be honest, but on inflicting poison, which we don't do, inflict Dazed, and Dazed deal minus 25% damage lost at the end of turn. And it gives you Warden, which is 10, 20, then 30 damage resist, and increases damage resist maximum to 65. I'm going to reroll. Mobius Vine. Oh, that would have been so good in the last run. But no. Ooh, we gain Omni damage with that. So Mobius Vine says, on restoring HP in combat, this Vestige gains 2 poison damage, up to 20 poison damage. And it has the Venomous and Verdant trait. Verdant is gain 3 max HP after each combat, then your attack bindings do 10% bonus damage for each current 10 HP you have. And then at 8 has all of the above, and on being healed gain 2 max HP once per turn. Then there's the Bead of Metal. On collecting an orb, gain 6 stacks of Spiked. With the Pincushion trait, 5, 10, and 25 spiked damage, and spiked damage inflicts punctured, causing enemies to take 10% incoming damage until end of turn, and at 6 increases that to 20% incoming damage. Then Orblord grants 20 movement, restore 2 HP, and spawn an additional orb each turn. Alchemist Tool Belt. On consuming an item in combat, gains 70 Omni damage until end of turn, and it gives you the Alchemist, which we already have one of, and the Starwalker. Bindings that do not deal damage have -1 base cooldown, cannot reduce base cooldown below 1, and then it goes to -2 base cooldown and +1 orb cooldown reduction. We'll take the Alchemist Tool Belt here. Cursed Contract. On hitting an enemy, inflict with mark. Inflict marked on a random enemy. Takes double direct damage on being hit. Lose 1 stack on turn end. Lose all stacks. And this gives us Bounty Hunter and Treasure Hunter. Traitor's Dagger we saw in the last run. Shining Circlet. On collect an orb, reduce your highest cooldown by 1. Okay. With Orblord and Expert Binder. I think I might reroll here for something better. Chatty Cathy. On defeating an enemy within a turn of its spawning, this Vestige gains 2 magic damage. We don't do magic damage. Swift Hair. On using a binding, 50% chance to reduce its cooldown by 1. And that gives Swift 10 movement, 15 movement, and 40 movement per turn. With Fabled. On turn end, each of your leftover will gain a small amount of Quillings, max 5 will, up to 5 times per combat. And then on turn end, each of your leftover will, for each of your leftover will, gain 2 shield. Oh shit, I didn't mean to click on it. Oh well. Let's see. This is an ambusher. On your first turn, attack bindings do 50% bonus damage. Will that mean we'd do 100% bonus damage? Pulsar Belt. We don't have any in Storm King or Bastion. For being hit, if you have shield, smite the attacker. And then crit, 20% crit damage. Let's take the Decayed Binding. I can't believe I picked up the rabbit. It was a misclick. Gain a free binding augment and options to purchase another. Yeah, sure. We want to keep 150 though for healing. Poison dash, 12 stacks of poison. Oh, restore 3 HP. Yes, please. Or poison flurry, inflict 4 stacks of poison per hit. Nah. Increased dash range on defeating an enemy, gain 1 shuriken. Distant blink ranged increased to max. Okay, I have a feeling that's going to be incredibly useful. Consume plus 10 burn damage, 6 poison damage, and 10 bleed damage. We don't do any of those. Let's restore health. We don't have any of that. Enough. Barbed bones, pincushion, and ambusher. Or another alchemist tool belt. I think the barbed bones is going to be better. On your first turn, gain 13 stacks of spiked. And then spiked damage. After being hit, deal 13 physical damage per stack to the attacker. Okay. On turn start, lose half stacks. Yeah. It's our money. And it's boss time. At least we're starting with a little bit more health this time. Well, just a little bit. Janus the Malformed. Alright, pal. How's it going? They're stunned. Waiting to be activated. Janus will activate this enemy when its attack or when changes phases. Okay. Get this power up. Do we deal more damage or just blink out? I think survival is going to be key here. Certainly did that in the wrong order, but oh well. Not taking any damage here, that's fantastic. Get a flurry on the boss then. And teleport there. And we'll try and take this guy out next turn. You gonna open anyone up yet? Yeah. This fella. Gotta drink that. Because we need the kill here. Phase shifting. Can't target him because he's phase shifting. Okay. Guess we'll just do some smacking. Try and take some guys out. Oh, they're all alive now. Oh no. Oh shit. Don't need movement. Don't need cooldown. We need kills. So. It's one kill. We can. And then we just get hit for infinity amount. What the fuck? How am I supposed to survive this? Like, seriously? Then take one dude down. Let's die here. Oh my god. What the hell? This is unbelievable. Even with healing, like I was healing with Invigorate. That just didn't have the damage. Yeah, that's an odd one. Oh well. There we go. This character's hard. If anyone has any like tips or tricks, because both of those times there, it was the first boss that kicked my ass. So I went in with almost full health, but they were dealing 40 damage a turn. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Just felt like I didn't have enough damage to deal with the enemies. Vault Dust. Alright. Well, I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you see, then don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Ta-ta for now.